Good day, everyone. So, this is reporting number 3 for structural theory. By the way, this is Jerlyn Malinas Fernandez from 3 BSCE Section C. So, for today's video, I am going to talk about moment distribution method. So, first, the problem is draw the shear and moment diagram of the frame shown in the figure. So, we can use the Hardy-Cross method or the moment distribution method. So, pinili natin is moment distribution method. Second, compare your answer using approximate analysis. So, this is our figure. So, we have two story frame, which is 2i, and our columns is I, and the distance is 15. Our frame is 30 feet ang distance, and our E is equals to constant. So we have two concentrated load, which is 9 kips and 18 kips. First, draw the shear and moment diagram of the frame shown in the figure. Use the Hardy-Cross method or the moment distribution method. So this is our figure. So first, let's talk about relative bending stiffness. So this is our formula for stiffness. So when the modulus of elasticity for all members of a structure is the same, example, our E is constant, it is usually convenient to work with the relative bending stiffness of members in the analysis. The relative bending stiffness, our K, of a member is obtained by dividing its bending stiffness to this K equals 4E. K over 4E. So, K is equals to 4EI over length over 4E. So, cancel E. 4E. So, ang naiwan is I, which is inertia over length. So, K, our formula for stiffness is K equals inertia over length. Next is our stiffness AC is equals to stiffness BD equals stiffness CE equals stiffness DF. So, bakit equal siya? Because it is symmetrical. Equals inertia over 15. So, our length is 15. So, equals I inertia over length, which is 15. Next is stiffness CD equals stiffness EF. So, equals 2I. 2I over the length is 30. So, i-lowest term natin kaya nabuo ang I over 15. So, next. So, this is our actual deflection structure matapos natin lagyan ng all forces, which is 9 kips and 18 kips. Delta 1, this is our delta 1, and delta 2 equals frame subjected to moment QI moments. Ang reaction niya is makukuha sa taas, and plus from subjected moment Q2 moments, forces niya is nasa gitna. So this is our actual distribution method. This is our delta 1 and delta 2 equals these two figures. If we add this, ito ang kalabasan. So, ang load is nasa taas. Nasa taas ang load ng first figure. Our frame subjected to MQI moments. Plus, dito sa kabila is nasa ibaba ang load, which is frame subjected 2m, qn, 2 moments. So, second, hahanapin natin is our distribution factor. So, first, our joint A. So, our joint A is fixed. So, distribution factor AC is equals to 0. So, fixed siya kaya 0. So, our joint B, distribution factor BD here also is equals to 0. Fixed, same sa joint A. So, our joint C, tatlong member which is CA, CD, and CE. So, distribution factor CA is equals to stiffness over summation of stiffness. So I over 15, which is inertia over length, over 3 member, kaya tatlo ang na-plus nating summation ng stiffness. So, I over 15 plus I over 15 plus I over 15. So, our distribution factor of CA is equals to 0.33. So, same sa distribution factor of CD, which is tatlo din. So, our distribution factor of CD equals 0.33. So, sa our CE, kaya naging 1 here because all summation of members are equal to 1. So, the distribution factor of CD and the distribution factor of CA, sinubtract natin sa 1, kaya our CE is equals to 0.34. So, our joint D is tatlo din, same sa joint C. The members are DB, DC, and DF. Also, same ng formula. So, stiffness over divide summation of stiffness. So, our summation of stiffness is 3. So, kaya nag-plus tayo ng inertia over 15 ng tatlo. So, the factor of dB is equals to 0.33. Same sa distributive factor of DC na 0.33. And also, so sa distributive factor of DF is equals to 1. Sa sinabi, as what I've said earlier, na ang 1 is summation of all members are equal to 1. So, our DC and DB is i-plus natin and i-minus sa 1, which is, ang answer is 0.34. So, next is joint E. So, joint E is our member if dalawa lang, which is EC and EF. So, distribution factor of EC is equals to stiffness over summation of stiffness equals inertia divide 15 divided by dalawang summation lang. So, inertia over 15 plus I over 15 is equals to 0.5. So, our distribution factor of EC is 0.5. So, 0.5 minus 1 is our distribution factor EF, which is 0.5. So, next is joint F. Joint F, same sa joint E na dalawa lang din ang member, which is FD and FE. Same ng process na formula is stiffness over summation of stiffness. Next, our third solve for using moment distribution factor is fixed end moment. So, our third hahanapin is fixed end moment. So, let 6EI delta 1 over 15, which is our length, squared. So, saan nakuha itong formula? Nakuha ito sa base sa binigay ng professor is equals to 100. So, we assume na 100 keeps fit. So, fixed end moment AC is equals to fixed end moment CA equals 0. So, bakit equals? Because symmetrical man siya, kaya equals ang dalawang member equals 0. Also, fixed end moment BD is equals to fixed end moment BB is equals to 0. Also, fixed end moment CE equals fixed end moment EC equals negative 100, which is fixed end moment CE is equals to fixed end moment EC equals negative 100. So, bakit nag-negative 100? So, makikita man natin sa figure na pa-left ang direction ng reaction nito. So, naging negative. Also, in fixed end moment DF equals fixed end moment FD is equals to negative 0 sa moment QI. Next is in our second figure, let 6EI delta 2 over 15 our length squared equals 0. So, fixed end moment CE is equals to fixed end moment EC. We assume the it is equals to 100. And also fixed end moment DF is equals to fixed end moment FD equals also in 100. So, makikita na positive siya because punta sa right ang reaction ng figure. So, this is the figure of moment Q2. So, next is this is our table. So, itatabulate natin ang lahat ng mga nakuha nating answer sa previous slides na na-solve natin. So, joint A, C, E, F, D, B. So, our member from joint A is AC. So, isa lang kasi fixed. Sa joint C is CA, CD, and CE. So, tatlong member. Also, in joint E, dalawa, EC, and EF. Sa joint F, same sa E, dalawa din ang member, FE, and FD. Sa joint D, tatlo, BF, BC, and BB. Sa B, isa, kasi fixed lang, so BD. So, our distribution factor is na-solve na natin ito kanina. So, our joint A, member AC is equals to 0. Also, our joint C, member CA is equals to 1 over 13 or 0.3. Also, in our joint member CD, 1 over 3, 1/3, CE 1/3, and our member EC 1/2, EF 1/2 also. So, our joint F, member FE 1/2, and so on. So, our fixed end moment, na-solve na natin din ito kanina. So, nilagay or in-input na lang natin ang ating mga answers sa previous slides dito sa fixed end moment natin. So, sa mga blank space, which is here, 0 ang nakalagay dyan. So, hindi ko na lang nilagyan ng number. So, sa balance, paano natin ay makukuha ang balance? So, bakit naging, for example here, joint E in member EC, ang balance niya for case 1 is 50. So, paano natin nakuha ang 50? Fixed end moment times distribution factors. Kaya, naging 50 ang nakuha. And, by the way, if magkuha ka ng balance, always remember na i-change ang sign. So, here, same here. So, negative 100, i-times mo siya sa 1/2. So, paano natin nakuha ang balance? So, here, same here. Joint E, member EC, naging 50 siya because negative 50 times fixed end moment, negative 100 times distribution factor, which is 1/2. Kaya na convert natin to 50. And bakit siya positive? So, balance is always remember na mag-change ng sign. So, negative 100 times 1/2 is equals to dapat negative 50, pero balance siya, kaya naging positive para maging balance. And para makuha naman natin ang case over moment, which is 25, 50, which is our balance, times distribution factor, which is 1/2, kaya naging 25. So, here, sa balance na naman, so which is negative 8. So, bakit siya naging negative 8? So, 25, which is our case over moment, 25 times our distribution factor, which is 1/3, kaya naging negative 8.3. So, kakasabi ko lang na mag-change ng sign, so which is negative. So, hanggang matapos mo na or maabot mo na ang limit. So, paano natin malalaman kung kailan tayo magsa-stop? So, mag-create or gagawa ka ng limit na hanggang dun ka lang dapat mag-stop, which is example, malapit sa 0. So, magsaset ka ng limit or nearest to 0 para alam mo kung saan ka magsa-stop, which is same dito sa case 7 na malapit lahat sa 0. And here, summation of MQA 97.04 sa joint A, member AC, our summation of MQA is 97.04. Pinla-plus lang natin all the numbers here to come up by this number 97.04. Also here, 94.19. Ni-add na lang natin to lahat ng mga numbers dito na in-input natin. Also here, 8.6. So, for example here, for joint F, member FD, so our summation of MQA is negative 61.73. Ganun din ang gagawin for joint B na. So far, balik-balik lang din ang mga answers. So, next is for our moment E. So, our reaction for CE is for our reaction clockwise, E clockwise E is 61.73. Also here C clockwise 85.3, and the length of this CE is 15 feet. So summation of counter all counterclockwise is positive. Summation of moment E is equals to 0. So our CX is equals to 15, which is our length, minus 85.3 minus 61.73 is equals to 0. So our CX is equals to 9.8 K to the right. So, positive. Since CX equals DX, why? Bakit naging equal siya? Because of symmetrical. Symmetrical kasi siya, kaya equals. So, therefore, our DX is 9.8. 8K to the right, positive. So, same siya sa CX. Next is our force for QA1. So, all direction to the right is all positive. So, summation of FH is equals to 0. So, our QA1 plus 9.8, which is our CX, plus 9.8 also for our DX is equals to 0. So, our QAY is equals to 19.6 K to the left, so which is negative. So our QA1 is negative. Next is for our member AC. So C clockwise 94.1, and also here clockwise 94. Also here clockwise 97.04. So the length of AC, member AC is 15, same sa length ng CE. So our all counterclockwise is positive. So summation of M moment C is equals to 0. So AX is equals to 15, our length, plus 97.04 plus 94.19 is equals to 0. So our AX here is equals to 12.75 K to the left. So negative is our AX. Since AX is equals to B, since symmetrical ang figure, kaya naging kaya equals itong dalawang AX and BX. So therefore, equals man siya, kaya pwede siya na mag-come up na same value ng AX and BX, which is 12.75 K to the left. Next is our summation for QA2. So all numbers to the right is positive. So summation of forces H is equals to 0. So our QA2 minus 19.6 negative, minus 12.75 negative to the left, minus 12.75 to the left also, kaya naging negatives is equals to 0. So our QA2 is equals to 45.1 K to the right, so which is positive. So from this table, our QAY is equals to negative 19.6 K, and our QA2 is positive 45.1 K. This is sa first na figure natin to, so which is first na figure natin to, which is here, first figure here, ito ang solvings ng MQI. So moving forward for our here for our moment Q2. So here, same ang process sa nung naunang slides, nung naunang table sa first figure natin. Same lang siya ng process. So joint A, same lang siya, 0. Member AC, distribution factor natin is 0. Same lang sa pag-solve natin sa first na table. So, same lang ng pag-solve. Same lang ng process sa first na table natin, sa first figure. So, 100. So, this is our second table for figure 2. So, in-input natin ang fixed and moment natin na na-solve natin kanina from our previous slides na ito na-solve na natin yung apat na puro 100 positive. So, in-input lang natin dito sa table. So, gagawa tayo ng example paano kung kinuha itong nasa table. So, 100. Same ng process sa table 1, which is 100 times fixed and moment, which is 100 times distribution factor na 1/2. Kaya, naging negative 50 ang ating balance. So, change ang signs because balance para maging figure, para mag-balance ang ating figure. So, 50. So, negative 50 times 1/2, kaya naging negative 25. Ganun din ang negative 25. So on and so forth. So, ang sabi ko kanina, paano natin malalaman kung kailan tayo magsa-stop? So, magsa-stop lang tayo. So, lagyan mo ng limit kung kailan ka magsa-stop. Sa nearest to 0, para alam mo, nandito ka na lang sa stop sa iyong case. Next, so, here is our summation of moment QB. So, i-add lang to lahat para makuha mo ang all summation ng moment QB. Same lang dito ang process kung paano kinuha. Next is for our member CE. So, 15.95 and our length is 15 feet. So, our force is 58.81. So, all counterclockwise is positive. So, summation of moment is equals to 0. So, Cx times 15, our length, plus 58.81 plus 52.95 is equals to 0. So, our Cx is equals to 7.45k to the left. Also, since symmetrical, same lang siya sa dx is equals to 7.45k to the left. Next is our QBI. So, paano natin kukuha yan? So, all to the left is positive. So, summation of forces H is equals to 0. So, our QBI minus 7.45 here, our CX, and minus 7.45 here, our DX is equals to 0. So, our DX, so, our QBI is equals to 14.95k to the right. So, here, to the right, ang ating QBI. Next is our, here, same lang siya sa process here, pero our, moment here from C, also, all counterclockwise is positive. So, summation of MC is equals to 0. So, AX times 15 minus 11.80 minus 23.5 is equals to 0. So, AX is equals to 2.35k to the right. Also same lang sa bx na 2.35 k to the right. Next is for our QB2. So all forces to the right is all positive. So summation of forces H is equals to 0. So QB2 plus 14.9 plus 2.35 plus 2.35 is equals to 0. So our QB2 is equals to negative 19.6 K, or QB1 is equals to 14.9 K to the left, and our QB2 is equals to 19.6 K to the left. Next is by superimposing the horizontal forces at joints C and E, we write 45.1 C minus 90 C1 minus 19.6 C2 is equals to 18. So here, also here, negative 19.6 C1 plus 14.9 C2 is equals to 9. So, kinuha natin itong mga numbers na ito sa previous natin na na-solve. So, here, C2 is equals to 45.1 C1 minus 18 all over 19.6. So, 45.1 C1 minus 18 all over 19.6 is equals to 19.6 C1 over 14.9. So, times here, times cross multiplication is equals to 19.6 times 9 plus 19.6 C1 is equals to 14.9 times 45.1 C1 minus 18. So, 176.4 plus 384.16 C1 is equals to 671.99 C1 minus 268.2. So, sinolve na natin. So, nag-come up tayo ng answer na C1 is equals to 1.544 and our C2 is 2.6360. So, here, our table, member AC, CA, CD, nilagay na lang natin all ng mga answers natin sa mga previous natin na table ng figure 1 and figure 2. So, here. So, member and moment M in actual frame is equals to our formula. Moment equals C1 MQA plus C2 MQP. So, MAC, moment AC equals moment BD equals lang siya kasi symmetrical equals 1.545 times 97.04 plus 2.63 times negative 11.8, so equals 118.82 K feet. Also, MCA is equals to MDB is equals 1.545 times 94.19 plus 2.636 times negative 23.5 is equals to 83.45 K feet. Also here, MCD is equals to MDC is equals to 1.548 times negative 8.6 times negative 35.3 is equals to negative 186.88 K feet. Ganon din ang gagawin here hanggang sa BF hanggang sa FE. So, MC, our MC here, times plus FD. Kaya nag-come up ng 44.44 K feet. So, our moment EF here and our moment EF here and FE, same lang din ng numbers of ang kalabasan is negative 44.45 K feet. So, this is our actual moment distribution. So this is our actual moment distribution. So our reaction is HA is equals to HB is equals to 13.48 K to the left. Also HC is equals to HD is equals to 4.53 K to the left. FY is equals to 2.96 K upward. EY is equals to 2.96 K downward. BY is equals to 7.13 K upward, and also CY is equals to 7.13 K downward. Next is our solving for reactions. So, paano nakuha itong 13.48 saka 4.53? So, ito ang formula niya kung paano. HA is equals to negative times moment CA plus moment AC all over length. So, negative 83.45 plus 118.82 divide length natin na 15. So, our HA is equals to 13.48 K to the left. So, next is HC. Next is HC is equals to negative times MEC plus MCE all over L. So, 44 negative times 44.44 plus 23.5 divide 15. So, our HC is equals to 4.53 K to the left. So, next is for our members EF. So, all counterclockwise is positive. So, summation of moment E is equals to 0. So, makikita man natin ang mga reaction here. So, Fy times 30 kasi ang length natin is 30. The minus 44.44 minus 44.44 is equals to 0. So, our Fy is times 30 equals 88.88. So, our Fy is equals 2.96 K upward. Next is for our Fx. EY for our EY. So, all upward is positive. Summation of Fx is equals to 0. So, EY plus 2.96 is equals to 0. So, our EY is equals to 2.96 K downward. Next is for our member CD. So, all counterclockwise is positive. Summation of moment C is equals to 0. So, dy times 13 na length minus 106.88 minus 106.88 na reaction here from C to D na member is equals to 0. So, dy times 30 is equals to 213.76. So, our dy is equals to 7.13 K upward. So, para ma-solve natin ang CY, so, all forces upward is positive. So, summation of Fx is equals to 0. So, CY plus 7.13 is equals to 0. So, CY is equals to 7.13. Transpose kaya nag-negative, so downward. Next is, ito na ang diagram ng shear and bending moment of this moment distribution factor na na-solve natin, na nilagyan na natin ng mga loads. So, ito na ang kanyang diagram. Moment distribution factor diagram. Shear, this is shear diagram and also moment diagram. So, second, na gagawin natin, na hanapin natin sa problem is compare your answer using approximate analysis. So, ginamit natin is Portal method. So, here, dinivide, kumbaga, inisa-isa ko ang figure, ninati ko sa tatlo. Ang diagram niya, moment distribution diagram, here, shear diagram and Portal method. Ito ang Portal, same lang siya ng figure. Pero, pagdating sa bending moment diagram, may konting difference, which is, for example, our our load is like 118.82 here ng moment distribution method, but in portal method, our reaction or our load here is 101.3 k feet lang. So may konting difference. So thank you, and God bless. So, by the way, again, this is Jerlyn Malinas Fernandez from 3 BSCE Section C. Have a blessed day. Thank you.